Hi everybody, we got a little update for you, me and Grace here. My name is Kevin, I'm a solo driver for Crete Carrier and you're watching The Joy of Trucking. So I wanted to tell you what we did this past week. Grace and I had a reset last Sunday in Sulphur Springs, Texas. And we got the HOVSCO folding e-bike off the bunk. And I've also got a trailer now, a little doggy trailer, so I can take my girls with me when I'm out on the bicycle. So we toured around Sulphur Springs, Texas on our reset day. Found a little ice cream at Brahms, and she really enjoyed that. And it was a rainy day. We got wet a couple of times. So not the greatest, but it was warm weather, so we dried off pretty quick. Downtown Sulphur Springs is just beautiful. They got a park, like a little plaza in the center, and the streets are all paved with bricks, and the courthouse there looks like a medieval castle. It was just amazing. So if you ever get to Sulphur Springs, Texas, check out downtown. So we had a good time there. We had a nice day. Had some ice cream, took a shower, got all cleaned up and packed up, loaded the truck, and took off the next morning. We went into Sunnyvale, Texas, just on the east side of Dallas for a live load. Picked up there and went up to Valley, Nebraska, to the big Menards distribution center there and dropped that load. So we had a plan from there to get up to the Mankato Walmart distribution center. So we had a load going from Omaha up to Lakeville, Minnesota, and then I could have gone over to the Walmart DC. And we spent a week there last summer. We have a lot of friends and family in Minnesota, so it would have been a great opportunity to see some people. And it's a great little town, and they have bike trails all over the place. So I was on my scooter last summer and was just zipping all over the place. Really nice up there. Found some great classic cars too. It was a really good place. I was looking forward to another week up there because it is July and good time to be up north in the summer months. So what happened though, when I delivered the load in Valley, Nebraska, I got a message saying the load going up to Lakeville, Minnesota was canceled. Just flat out, the customer said, nope, not doing it. So I was like, had to find something else going out of there. So we found a load in Columbus, Nebraska, and we were taking that to Four Oaks, North Carolina. So definitely not Minnesota. So the plan to do the Walmart distribution center for a week in the summer went right out the window, right there. But my asset manager turned around and hooked me up with something right away. So we got a nice long run down to North Carolina, over 1,000 miles. Went and picked that one up and headed southeast. We got into Kentucky Wednesday night and into North Carolina Thursday night. And I was dropping off the load Friday morning. So we had a nice, calm, quiet, peaceful night at a rest area there. And then the next morning into Four Oaks, North Carolina. But my next load now, we on the next issue, my truck hit 37,000 miles on the way down, and I'm due for service at 37,500. So I'm getting with my asset manager. I'm like, I got to get to a terminal. It would be really nice if I could do the service while I'm on a reset. If I can somehow have a load that takes me through a terminal, and I can reset Sunday or even Monday, get the truck done, and not get woken up in the middle of the night and be sitting in the lounge and have to leave the next day with no sleep and all that. That really sucks. So she had figured out, all right, we got this load out of North Carolina. We'll take it up to Rockford, Illinois, and I'll pick up another load there and head down to the Kansas City terminal. And I would have made it like just in time to start my reset. And that load would have delivered the day after my reset on Tuesday in St. Joseph's, Missouri. So that she really put it all together and had it figured out down to the final hour, my 70-hour clock. Everything perfect. Friday morning, by the way, she's off Friday. Friday morning, I get a message saying that load going up to Rockford, Illinois, we're taking that off you. we got a hot load, something that you got to pick up in Oxford, North Carolina, has to go up to Neenah, Wisconsin. Real important. For some reason, there was a rush on this load. I don't know, maybe they're out of toilet paper in Wisconsin or something, but somehow that preempted my other plan. So, okay, throw that out the window and change directions and replan the whole thing. So now I'm picking up in Oxford, North Carolina, and headed back the way I came through Raleigh, Durham, and Greensboro, Charleston, West Virginia. And so then I got up into Ohio, and the next day, Saturday. Okay, now this is a weekend in July. So Friday, the roads were clogging up with four-wheelers. People seem to have hit the road at noon on Friday. Everybody headed to the cottage or weekend trips or something. They all started early. The roads were totally full of four-wheelers in vacation mode. So then Saturday through Dayton, Ohio, Indianapolis, Chicago, Milwaukee, 4 major trauma, big city stress situations. Construction all over the place. What a nice day. I drove 10.5 hours, did over 500 miles, and hit 4 big cities. Grace got a few good walks in there too along the way. But anyway, arrived in Wisconsin Saturday, and the delivery window is actually an appointment Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. So even though I'm here, and I stopped at a rest stop and called it a day, and basically had to only drive 50 miles Sunday morning to the live unload. So delivered that load, got that taken care of. I had 3 hours left on the clock, and I'm asking all this time, is there another load? You want me to pick something else up Sunday while I've got a couple hours left, and then I'll reset under load. So my time of availability I had set for 11 o'clock Sunday morning. They gave me a load picking up Monday at noon. So okay, so I'm gonna sit for 24 hours, then go get a live load, and then I'm out of hours. So I would have wasted a whole other day and then had to stop anyway. So they sent me a couple of those, and I just kept turning them down, and finally I just said, look, I'm available Tuesday morning. I'm going to reset. So I got to the Loves in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, at the bottom of Lake Winnebago, and shut down for my reset with just a couple hours left. But Sunday, which should have been a productive day on any other normal week, I got in 53 miles. That's all I got paid for. Anyway, here we are. Anyway, here we are at the Loves in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, doing our reset. And I got here at the middle of the day, so we had plenty of time in the afternoon. So we got the bike out and set up the dog trailer. And they have a rail trail. So this is an old railway line that runs south of town. But if you go north into the city, the trail system goes all through the city. They put trails along the major street. And there's a big park up at Winnebago Lake. The trail goes up there, runs all up and down through that through the waterfront, and then you can go around the outside of the city and come back down here to the south side. This is the Fond du Lac River, where it enters Lake Winnebago at Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and they have some awesome bike trails all through this area. Many, many, many. And here's our ride. There's my little passenger. Well, there's the lake. It is so big I can't see the far end at all. But there's some big sailboats out there. And we've got big green spaces. There's the bridge that we were on over the Fond du Lac River. And look at the size of this dog park. That is massive. And there's our little girl. And there's our chariot. There's the lake, Winnebago. We're still in the same waterfront park, even though we've gone 1.5 miles on the trails now. There's a parking area, and they even have a lighthouse. Look at that. Slow no wake. Hey, look at this girl. She's finally laying down. Oh my goodness. Look what's at the end of the pond. What do you think, Grace? You hear that? Sounds like a train. What we did, we came right down Main Street, so right through the downtown, and found some good stuff. I had liver and onions at a restaurant like 1 mile west of here, walking distance, and took Grace up to the park, up to the lake. She could chase some squirrels and ducks and things and get all excited about the wildlife. And then we found Gilly's frozen custard stand, which is a very popular spot here in Fond du Lac. Oh my goodness, we have arrived. And we, Tanya and I reset here, I think it was December 2nd, 23. So it was very cold, but we did some walking on the trails around here. I think I've been here another time because I remember Gilly's. I was here in the summer once for Gilly's. So I really like it here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It's a nice place to do a reset, and we got lots of trails and lots of things to do and some good food, and people are real nice here. And the weather in the middle of July, man, we've been in the 90s and up to 100 in a couple of places for the last few weeks, and back down in Florida it's hot, muggy and everything. Here in Wisconsin it's mid 70s and at night down into the 60s. So really comfortable, real pleasant, a nice break from that hot summer weather we've been going through. And a big yawn from the little girl here. Are you bored with me? Hey, don't worry, we're going for a ride right now. Anyway, after I shut down yesterday afternoon and, tidying up the truck and putting things away and getting ready to relax, and we already got planned for our next load on Tuesday, picking up in Illinois and dropping off in Missouri, all in the same day. So it'll be about a 550-mile day, a live unload at the end of it. So let's summarize a little bit here. the past week. So my last reset was Sunday. This time I'm resetting on Monday because of these appointments and having to wait and stuff like that. I ran 2,840 miles as of Friday's cutoff for the pay period. So my next check will be 2,840 miles that I'll get paid for. But from my last reset to this reset, I've driven 3,395 miles. I've done 3 loads. So that's 6 stops, right? 3 loads you pick up and you drop off at the end. 6 stops, and half of them were lives. All right, either live loads or live unloads. That's 50%, which is way up. Last week, I had 4 loads, and only 25% of the stops were lives. So sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, but it's still there. And the big disappointments. Didn't get to go to Mankato for a week, which would have been a lot of fun for us, and a little change, you know, running Walmart loads and reefers, and instead of, you know, the drop and hook routine, and coming back to the same place to sleep every night. That's nice too. And northern states weather for the week. That would have been fun. And also, I really got to get my truck serviced, and that didn't work out. So we've had cancellations and changes to the plans, and a lot of upheaval, but still getting some miles. We'll figure out the rest as we go along. I'll get the truck service this week somewhere, I'm sure. So that's the week, and now I'm gonna load up the bike and the trailer and take Grace down the Wild Goose Trail, which is an old railway line. It's now a recreational trail running right through Wisconsin. It's gonna be fun. Okay, that's the story. That's life on the road. So give us a thumbs up and comments down below. How'd your reset go? Are you enjoying this summer? Hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. We're going to see you down the trail. Bye for now.